Hey everyone, and welcome to the message. Whoa, the elastic just flew off. Let's get you a message. I'm reading this under the Taurus supermoon coming through here. So energy's intense, but we've got King of Cups and the Emperor. What are you talking about? Emotionally mature, intellectual, but intuitive, like deeply in tune with feelings, deeply in tune with the heart, deeply in tune with like fatherhood and protection as well. This is regardless of your gender. This is you to me. And with the Emperor especially, this is like strong masculine energy. This is like very divine masculine energy. This is like knowing what you're made of. It's knowing what you stand for. It's also, though, like gentle power is what I'm getting. You are embodying gentle power because I think, we live in a society, right, where masculinity is considered this very harsh, rigid, like very aggressive thing. And it can be, but I feel like in its fullest power, masculinity is actually very gentle. It's very containing. It's very aware. It makes you feel very safe when it's in its power. It makes you feel very safe and at ease because it's like the rock. It's firm. So that's like your energy right now, which is really cool. I like that a lot. I want to find out more here. That makes sense with the Taurus too. Taurus moon here with like fixed earth energy. You're like very fixed and stable emotionally. You're very good at just seeing and understanding. It's really beautiful. Like you're very sure-footed here. We have Two of Wands reverse and the Ace of Cups reverse. But what I'm seeing is it's like you might not feel like this. Other people see you this way. And Spirit wants to confirm for you that this is how you are in your essence. And maybe you're getting a glimpse of it during this period of time. But I feel like you have underestimated this, and I don't feel like you're seeing, like you're not seeing how many options you actually have in front of you right now. You're not seeing how much creative potential you have. You're not seeing how much emotional fulfillment is at hand. You're not seeing how beautiful of a time you're in is what I feel like. Like I feel like maybe you're used to, to become the King of Cups and to become the Emperor, I feel like you have to go through a very long process of transmutation and alchemy, especially in the world we live in, right? To become that way is not an easy feat. And I think that because of that, maybe you're used to battling, fighting for what you need, trying to be something more, but Spirit wants to tell you like this is a very special time where there's just a lot of abundance at hand. Like I said, you have options. You're not stuck. You get to make the decisions. You get to call the shots now, right? That Emperor, Aries energy. It's actually interesting too, because as gentle as your power is and as strong as your power is, the King of Cups reminds me of Scorpio energy and the Emperor is Aries. These are both Mars-ruled signs, which is like action, authority. It's very much like go-getter energy. But it's very balanced. It's very contained. Like it's very much the feeling of fullness of this. Like I can feel it in my like lower chakras right now. Like you just have a very firm presence to you and have really cultivated this. But it's almost like maybe you're shy with it. Maybe you're shy with using this or wielding this in its fullest potential. You're shy to actually step forward and use the gifts and abilities you've developed in this state. Maybe because you're just afraid of the power of it. You're afraid of how potent your energy is, like how much potential it has for change, because Mars is the sign of action and change as well, right? We change by taking action. We change by stepping forward with confidence. So I feel like Spirit wants you to step into this a little more, like stepping into this confidence, into this passionate, like loving power. It's really beautiful. Like it feels very full. What else here, Spirit? Thank you. 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords reverse, and 5 of Swords reverse. The Devil on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay, yes. Because you're still attached to, there's something from your childhood. There's some kind of childhood lack that you're perceiving here. From your childhood, from your early years, from the past, you experienced, maybe you grew up with like not having much. Maybe you grew up in a very scarce environment, kind of like poverty mentality. Maybe the people around you had a poverty mentality. Or maybe it's that the people around you thought that being in this energy, this very like, I can take what I want, what I'm passionate about, I can move forward and make changes, I can take authority over myself, that kind of energy was like punishable, or it was seen as bad or wrong, or it was seen as selfish. And so it's almost like you've had a very difficult time moving beyond this in your life. You felt very chained down by this mentality. It's like I'm just getting like, yeah, regardless of your gender, it's like maybe you're very, very in touch with your feminine energy. But when it comes to like your masculine energy, this side of you that can like make things happen to like create containment for this feminine creativity and empathy you have, it's almost like you have a difficult time moving beyond this story in your head of that being like allowed or okay, you being able to take up space and you being able to like have boundaries and be like, I'm an individual as much as I'm part of the collective, you know? But it's like this has gotten you maybe into like entanglements and fights or dramas with people because it's like that side of you has not been able to fully just create like independence and just be direct and be strong. It's almost like I'm getting that a lot of you have fallen into like cycles and karmic loops with people because it's like you allow yourself to like bleed into others. This is very much the empath energy. It's like you allow yourself to bleed into other people and to blur the lines of what you're responsible for versus what someone else is responsible for. And it's like that's again maybe what you grew up in is like just kind of taking shite, you know, that was not actually yours because it's like you didn't feel like you had the value or the self-esteem to stand up for yourself. And so that's why you're having a hard time. I feel like this has been in your soul. Your soul has been working on this, sometimes without you even realizing it. You've naturally been evolving towards this King of Cups Emperor, this like really strong autonomous sense of self, this sense of like, well, royalty, really being crowned, being the king, right? Again, regardless of your gender, king, queen, you just having this very strong decision making. It's very strong solar plexus, but also a strong heart. It's very balanced. And it's like you're getting used to or getting very ready to like actually embody this and take action with this. What else can we know about this, Spirit? Thank you. The Hierophant, Taurus energy, Page of Swords reverse, King of Wands reverse, and the Four of Wands reverse. Okay, this is interesting. I'm seeing this as like three aspects of your life. You're very good at the spiritual aspect of this. The Hierophant is all about spiritual knowledge, traditional, well, upholding traditions, you know. He's the wise teacher. He's like a wise elder in a lot of ways to me as well. You're very good at cultivating this within yourself. So it's like people may even see you as just like a very wise kind of like, I see introspection as well. You're like an authority when it comes to like the knowledge you have and the experiences you've been through and what you've learned from that. And people see you in this way. But for some reason within this Page of Swords and King of Wands energy, which is like the expressing it, the communicating it, the being curious and actually like actually taking the actions that show this authority and that show this like knowledge, not for the sake of showing it. Like it's not about being showy and it's not about being in the ego. This is exactly what you're like afraid of doing. I feel like because you see other people in this and you're like, oh, I don't want to be like that. But when there are natural steps that would actually benefit you and the people around you to create something, and it would require you to step into this energy to express yourself more or to be more like unapologetically yourself, more of like a Leo energy, it seems like you kind of cower a little bit. You refrain from like celebrating yourself as much as I feel like you should. And I almost feel like it's like other people look at you and they're like, why isn't collective more like, it's like, it's this weird, okay, it's this weird energy where it's like, it's almost like you're comfortable with people seeing you as a very humble person. And it's good to be a humble person and to have humility, right? To be honest with ourselves about what we're good at, what we can improve upon, like, you know, our self-importance, right? Always checking in with that. That's important. But it's like, I feel like you almost overly constrain yourself in this. You over like restrict yourself. And I feel like other people are almost like, they might look at you like, holy, like you are so amazing. Like why don't you see yourself that way more? Why don't you step out and do more? Like why don't you show yourself more? Why do you hold yourself back so much? But I feel like it's because you've almost gotten comfortable with people seeing you as like, oh, you're so modest, you're so humble, you're so nice, right? But in life, right, it's not about being nice, it's about being kind. Niceness is the energy of being palatable, being passive, right? Sometimes it's about letting people walk all over us. It's about like going along to get along no matter what, to keep the peace. Kindness, though, is more about having compassion, true compassion from the heart, which is, we can walk into a room and we can have empathy. We can understand what other people are feeling, but we don't necessarily fully get ourselves entangled or take that on as our responsibility to take care of. We can still stand in our truth. We can stand in our individual selves while also reaching out a hand and understanding the other person. This is more what kindness is, but we can also create firm boundaries as well, because love is not always just nice. It's not always just nice and, just totally the martyr kind of thing. Love and kindness actually create firm boundaries sometimes. Sometimes they have to put their foot down and they have to say, no, that's not acceptable here. Or, stand up for oneself. So it's like, I feel like you're just getting used to this energy. And this is a confirmation here that it's okay for you to be that firm presence. It's okay for you to be that firm presence and to take up space. And here's the other thing, you don't always have to make other people comfortable. That's actually one of the greatest traps you get yourself into. And I think a lot of spiritual people too get themselves into the trap of, is thinking that you have to make other people comfortable, that other people always have to feel totally just at ease with you. I think that can be true for a lot of the time, but you're also, as a person, and if you relate to being a leader, if you relate to being somebody who leads your own life and who walks with purpose and in truth, you're going to also trigger people. You're going to make people feel uneasy when you reflect back to them parts of themselves that maybe they don't like so much, or parts of themselves that they wish they could claim, right? You're meant to be somebody who stands out like a sore thumb in some rooms. You're meant to be somebody who makes people question, or makes people have that kind of feeling of like, I wonder why I feel that way around that person. So yeah, like it's you're just meant to disrupt when you stand out, when you really step into true, I think, divine masculine energy. It's about being that firm person regardless of what the surroundings are saying, kind of thing. So what else here, Spirit? The Fool reverse, the World reverse. Yeah, this is just more confirmation about kind of like holding yourself back from letting yourself play, have fun, enjoy life, new beginnings, just kind of going out there and being the Fool, right? The Fool is all about, like, he's just ready to go on the adventure. He doesn't care if he makes a fool of himself. He doesn't care if he makes some mistakes along the way. He doesn't care if people see him a certain way. He's ready to just try. He's ready to go out and try and like fall on his face and learn. And there's something here about you being afraid to do that. But this is exactly what will bring you a sense of fulfillment. This is exactly what will bring light and joy to your world again, is stepping out in this new version of yourself and trying, wearing this new character, right? Because it is, in a lot of ways, it's a new character that you're stepping into, the leveled up version of your character. To step out and try this new version of yourself on. Try it in the world. See how people react to it, and not because you're trying to shape yourself to those people, but just to see like how far you've come and what you can do with this, what you can create with this new version of yourself. It's actually very empowering. It's very, very interesting. And I don't know, yeah, I'm getting this, you're supposed to be someone who's very creative and is supposed to really help people to become this way themselves. 2 of Swords, indecision. 3 of Swords, reverse. Yeah, you're trapped in indecision. You're trapped in making any choice at all. I think because you're afraid of going back into this feeling of betrayal or heartbreak that you must have felt to get to this point. You're afraid of people. Yeah, you're afraid of people not liking you. You're afraid of people. You're afraid of like being a bad person, being wrong. You're afraid of hurting people. And so it's like you don't move at all in a lot of ways. But in some ways, that can be even more hurtful, right? To yourself, but also to the people who need you. Like there are people out there who are asking for someone like you. There are people who want someone like you. And sometimes it's just about getting outside that immediate environment, those influences, right, that you may have had from your early life. Maybe those people are still around you, and maybe it's just getting away from that and realizing there's like all kinds of people out there who are welcoming and want to welcome you with open arms and want to hear what you have to say, that hierophant, that knowledge, right, that authority that you have in your field. It's like people really want that. So step into it. 8 of Pentacles reversed here and the Fountain. So I feel like this is going to close this message out, because I feel like Spirit keeps giving me this same confirmation that you're really stuck in this, like, I want to do it, but I can't do it, or just overthinking about how people are going to perceive you or how it's going to affect other people. And this is beautiful, but this is that like almost overly into the empath territory where it's like we're so conscientious and so thinking about how everyone else feels all the time that we forget that everybody's also an individual and everybody's on a journey, and everybody, it's up to them to kind of work with themselves and heal and create their journey and their lives. We're not responsible for everyone's emotions all the time. We're responsible to be the truth. We're responsible to show up as the fullest alignment of who we feel we are from within, from the heart, right? I'm feeling this in the heart. And it's like, whatever you're doing now, like whatever you've been working on, the work you've been doing in your life, it's not fulfilling. It's not fulfilling because it's not even that you have to change what you're doing, but it's like Spirit wants you to show up in a more full way, a fuller embodied way. And maybe this full moon here, this super moon is revealing something around that. Like Spirit really wants you to show up, because the Fountain here on the bottom, that's infinite potential. That's like tuning into the quantum field. That's like tuning into any timeline. That's like tuning into just whatever you want to create, whatever scenario, whatever, is aligned with you. It's just about tuning in and like opening up and surrendering to that. Like that's the kind of paradox of surrender, right? It's like surrender is not just like, oh, I'm surrendered and just letting my life happen to me. It's surrendering to the built-in control that you already have from within. It's surrendering to what does want to come forth within me and allowing that. I just spoke about authenticity on my short form Instagram and TikTok, and how it's totally present. You don't know what's going to come next, and you're not trying to control it. You're just allowing it. And you're at a point here now where Spirit wants you to really just allow this bold self-expression to come forward, more of that King of Wands, because you are this beautiful balance of emotional and intellectual, really powerful and firm, but also understanding, compassionate, and kind. It's just about letting that be seen in the world in its full light. So that's your message. This is kind of like a permission slip for you, I feel. And yeah, I'm with you on it. Like, we're all on this journey. So I feel you. I hear you. You're very welcome here. And I want to see what you have to do next. So put it in the comments if you feel called. All right. Love you lots. I appreciate you being here. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.